Welcome to the sacred journey of the Aries soul. Take a breath and listen for a moment. Can you feel it, that subtle shift in the air lately? Your heartbeat, your dreams, your intuition, they're all whispering something. A door is about to open, and this time it opens only for you. For years, you've fought battles no one else could see. You've stood strong when the world went silent. But now, the universe isn't asking you to fight anymore, it's asking you to awaken. Because on October 10th, 2025, a great cosmic flame will call your name, igniting a 20-year cycle of action, abundance, and rebirth. So, take a deep breath and walk with me into the first chapter of this journey, the awakening flame, where the fire within you begins to rise once again. Aries, how many times in your life have you felt like you were standing at the threshold of something enormous, something you couldn't quite name? A strange feeling, like a current of energy moving through the air, too subtle to touch, yet deep enough to make your heart tremble. That isn't your imagination. It's your soul receiving a signal from the universe. And that moment is closer than ever, October 10th, 2025. On that night, as Mars, your ruling planet, joins hands with the Sun and Jupiter, a great triangle of light will form across the sky. The ancients called it the Grand Trine of Fire. Buddhist mystics knew it as the torch of rebirth through action. These three energies, when united, awaken the deepest part of you, the part that's been buried beneath years of struggle, loss, and quiet exhaustion. But this flame is not meant to burn, it's meant to illuminate. It marks the beginning of a new 20-year cycle, not of chasing success, but of remembering who you truly are. You've fought many battles in your life, not only against the world, but within yourself. You've walked through loneliness when no one seemed to understand you. You've loved with your whole soul, and you've been broken by it too. And yet, the miracle is this: your inner fire never died. Even when it was just a flicker in the ashes, it waited for the right moment to rise again. That moment is now, October 10th, 2025, the day the universe opens its door for those brave enough to live authentically, to trust the power of their own soul. And you, Aries, are one of the few born to unlock it. Imagine a quiet night where the sky ignites like an ocean of flame. But this fire isn't outside of you, it's coming from within. As the Sun and Jupiter expand the frequencies of action and fortune, Mars within you awakens, fierce but focused, powerful yet peaceful. From that night forward, every action you take will carry new meaning. No longer rushed, no longer heavy with worry, but calm, conscious, and filled with gratitude. Because true prosperity doesn't begin with money, it begins with awareness. When you remember your own power, the universe mirrors it back to you. When you stop comparing and start understanding, your energy becomes clear, like a lamp that burns with no smoke. Most people think success comes from effort alone, but effort is only the beginning. Awakening is the rest. To awaken is to realize you are not chasing the light, you are the light. Perhaps this is what the universe wants to teach you in this new cycle. Act, but don't let fear lead the way. Move forward, but pause when your heart needs rest. The Aries flame is strongest not when it consumes, but when it enlightens. And maybe on a still night in October, you'll feel it, a stronger heartbeat, a warmth rising in your chest, a quiet faith that needs no explanation. Because your soul remembers what your mind has forgotten. You were born to begin, to lead, to light the path. Your moment of rebirth is near, a 20-year cycle of light, of conscious action, and of prosperity born from inner peace. Take a slow, deep breath and feel the flame returning inside you, gentle, clear, unwavering. Because what awakens now isn't just passion or ambition. It is the rise of three sacred pillars, the foundations that will keep your fire burning bright for the next 2 decades of your life. In the quiet moments of life, when you pause in the rush of the world and hear the gentle rhythm of your own heartbeat, you begin to realize that prosperity has never truly been about money. It is the harmony between your soul and the world around you. It's when every action, every step you take, carries the sound of a life that means something. And to live a life like that, you need 3 sacred foundations, 3 pillars of light that will sustain you for the next 20 years. Wealth through purpose, love through alignment, and vitality through peace. Imagine yourself standing before an ancient temple at the heart of the universe. In front of you are 3 gateways, each opening to a different realm of your soul. The first, wealth through purpose, leads you to a garden of meaningful action. Here, you no longer work to prove your worth. You act from a deep knowing that you were born to bring something good into this world. When your actions align with your soul's mission, money stops being something to chase. It becomes a natural flow born of your devotion. Like a river finding its way to the ocean, abundance will find you. Once you stop trying to control it and start allowing it to move through you. The second gate, love through alignment, opens into the garden of true connection. Here, love is no longer a game of fear or scarcity. It becomes a sacred meeting of 2 souls who have found themselves before finding each other. When you are honest with your emotions, you stop attracting those who come to test you, and begin attracting those who are meant to grow with you. Love is no longer about filling a void. It becomes the expansion of your inner light. In a world where people can feel so lonely in the middle of a crowd, your greatest lesson is to become your own best friend, for only then can true love recognize you. The final gate, vitality through peace, opens into the sky of inner strength. The modern world teaches you to always do more, move faster, push harder. But the soul teaches the opposite, that true power lies in the ability to pause, to breathe, and to smile at this very moment. When your mind is at peace, your body heals on its own, and your energy renews itself. Vitality doesn't come from caffeine or endless schedules. It comes from gratitude and faith in life itself. These 3 pillars are not separate. They weave together, supporting one another like 3 notes in an ancient melody. When you live with purpose, you love in alignment. When you love in peace, your body and spirit restore their strength. And when your energy shines bright, new opportunities, kind connections, and pathways to abundance appear effortlessly. Sometimes the world tries to convince you that success means competition, that you must prove yourself, run faster, and push harder than everyone else. But there is another path, the path of the awakened. It's the way where every action is born of gratitude, every choice is guided by understanding, and every step becomes a quiet prayer. When you stop forcing life, prosperity begins to flow toward you. When your actions are no longer led by ego, they become sacred. So ask yourself slowly, among these 3 pillars, which one feels most alive in me right now? Wealth through purpose, love through alignment, or vitality through peace? There is no right or wrong answer. Your answer is simply a reflection of where you stand in your own evolution. And as you listen deeply within your breath, you might begin to sense something else awakening, soft as the morning light breaking through the mist. Mysterious signs, numbers appearing in dreams, on license plates, on clocks that repeat themselves again and again. It's not a coincidence. It's the voice of the universe, the sacred language, whispering the next chapter of your soul's story. There are nights when you glance at the clock and see 11. Other times you stop at a red light, and the license plate in front of you shows a strange pattern of repeating numbers. You smile for a second and then forget. But it's not random. That's how the universe speaks to you, through the language of numbers. These numbers are not coincidences. They are soul frequencies, mysterious signals reminding you that life isn't a series of accidents, but a sacred design unfolding one layer at a time. And you are its co-creator. In ancient astrology, every number was a musical note in the symphony of the soul. For Aries, these numbers are not just symbols, they are invitations to remember who you are. The pioneer, the one who dares to begin, the first spark of fire in humanity's story. Number 1 is the universe's first breath. It represents beginnings, courage, and the boldness to do what no one else dares to do. When you see this number, it's the universe whispering, don't be afraid to start again. Every beginning isn't a return to the past, it's the next level of your journey. Trust that one brave step today can open 1,000 doors tomorrow. Number 9 is a gentle goodbye. It marks the end of a cycle, the turning of a page. Many fear endings, but as the Buddha taught, every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. When you let go of a person, a job, a dream unfinished. You create space for something better to come in. Number 9 is the universe wrapping its arms around you, whispering, "You've done enough, breathe, and let life keep flowing." Then comes number 11, the spiritual gateway. Two beams of light standing side by side like open hands inviting you to step into higher awareness. When this number appears, it's a sign that your intuition is awakening. Maybe you start sensing something before it happens, or you hear a quiet voice inside guiding your next move. Don't dismiss it. Pause and listen. You're not crazy, you're being guided. And when you see 10 to 10, it's more than just the time on a clock. It's the gateway of manifestation, the meeting point of action and faith. This number says, what you plant with your hands, you will harvest with your heart. It's confirmation that the universe is responding. When you live truthfully, when your actions match your soul's rhythm, the world rearranges itself to support you. Every number is a code. Each time you see one, it's a reminder, a message calling you back to consciousness. Maybe it's urging you to act with awareness, to release something that's over, or to trust your inner guidance. In Buddhist wisdom, mindful action is right karma. When you move with clarity and compassion, blessings grow naturally without the need to ask. And sometimes, numbers appear right after you fall. When you rise again, brush the dust from your hands and keep walking. That's when the universe starts rewriting your code, the code of strength, resilience, and eternal light. What you thought was failure was actually your soul's software updating itself, preparing for a greater version of you to emerge. So if lately you've been seeing the same numbers again and again, don't ignore them. Write them down. Treat them like letters from an old friend named Destiny. Ask yourself, what within me needs attention? What needs healing? What needs a new beginning? Because sometimes the answer doesn't come from a plan, but from a small number that appears right when you need it most. Numbers awaken the mind. They unlock the ancient memory written in your soul. But there is something deeper, something softer, that speaks not just to your mind, but to the energy surrounding you. Because when numbers awaken within the soul, colors begin to move quietly, beautifully, like the first light of dawn spreading across a still lake. Sometimes prosperity doesn't arrive with noise or grand gestures. It doesn't come from contracts, numbers, or the glare of bright lights. It comes softly, like the first morning light slipping through the curtains, touching your skin, warming your heart in silence. In that stillness, you do nothing, you simply exist, and the energy of the universe begins to move around you. Every soul is born wrapped in a unique aura, colors no two beings share. And for Aries, your spirit is woven from 3 radiant threads of light. The crimson red of willpower, the golden amber of glory, and the pure white of awakening. These are not just colors, they are frequencies of your being, living energies flowing through your veins, shaping how you act, love, and rise again each time you fall. Imagine standing inside a temple made of light, surrounded by the soft mist of cosmic dawn. Before you burn 3 sacred flames. The first glows in crimson red, deep as Mars itself, your ruling planet. It is not the fire that destroys, but the fire that nourishes. Not the blaze that consumes, but the light that awakens. It is the color of will and desire. Whenever fear pulls you back, picture that red flame igniting in your chest, whispering, "You were born to act." That crimson flame is the strength of courage, courage to begin, courage to fail, and courage to try again. In Buddhist philosophy, fire is not only destruction, it is purification. In the same way, the red flame within you doesn't burn what you love, it burns away the fear that has held you too long. Then you step toward the second torch, golden amber, the light of wisdom and grace. It is not the color of luxury, but the glow of awakening. It represents right action, confidence that comes not from ego, but from understanding your true worth. When the golden light expands, it reminds you that true wealth isn't possession, it's gratitude. It's knowing when you have enough. This golden hue belongs to Jupiter, the planet of expansion and blessings. When your actions come from kindness and understanding, you align with this frequency. The frequency of those who give without fear of losing, who share without becoming empty. Finally, you stand before the third torch, the white flame, clear as the first breath of dawn. White is not just purity. It is balance after the storm, peace after the long road. In Buddhist teachings, white is the color of awakening, of the mind beyond ego. When you step into this vibration, you no longer need to prove yourself, to fight for love, or to earn approval. You simply are whole enough at peace. These three colors, red, gold, and white, blend into a sacred symphony. You become a warrior of light, strong yet gentle, bold yet mindful, powerful yet compassionate. When your heart burns like Mars, your wisdom shines like Jupiter, and your soul glows pure as moonlight, your energy becomes unmistakable. You no longer chase luck. Luck finds you like a butterfly drawn to the sun. Take a moment, close your eyes, place your hand over your heart. Which color lives in you today? Is it the red of passion calling you to act, the gold of wisdom urging you to lead with kindness, or the white of stillness reminding you to let go and return home to yourself? None of them is right. Each is simply a layer of your energy waiting to be awakened. When you name them, they begin to move within your field like the universe nodding in quiet recognition. So choose the color that feels closest to you today, and whisper softly as a declaration of your soul, "I activate my flame of prosperity." It's more than a phrase, it's an act of faith. And when faith is lit, everything dormant within you begins to breathe again. Your passion, your intuition, your light, each returning to its natural rhythm. When your colors awaken, your soul starts to shine brighter. That light ripples outward, connecting with the vast current of the universe, like a silent covenant between heaven and the human heart. And within that sacred space, ancient rituals still wait for you. Rituals that seal your energy, protect your flame, and keep it burning, guiding you through the 20 years of prosperity that now stand before you. There are moments in life when you can feel it so clearly. Everything you've been waiting for no longer lives in your thoughts, but in your actions. When the heart is ready, even the smallest gesture can open the largest door. The ancients used to say, faith without action is illusion. And the Buddha taught, when the body moves, karma moves. To cross the threshold into your 20 years of prosperity, you'll need 3 sacred rituals, 3 simple acts. Yet each carries enough power to awaken the current of luck and light within your life. Imagine yourself sitting in a quiet room. Only the sound of your heartbeat and the flicker of candlelight. That glow doesn't just touch the walls, it reaches into the deepest corners of your soul, where courage, faith, and forgotten dreams have been waiting. This is where the flame of commitment begins. Light a red candle. No need for ceremony, just a moment of stillness, a sincere promise to yourself. Write down what you truly want to begin, a project, a relationship, a new way of living, and say softly, "I dare to begin." As the flame rises, see it as your reflection. Even when the wind shakes, it burns on with every drop of strength you have left. Each candle you light is a promise to your future self, a vow that you will no longer live in fear. You are signing a sacred pact with your own soul. From this day forward, you will live honestly, fully, and without hesitation. When the candle burns low, step toward the mirror. This is the second ritual, the mirror of courage, the ritual of forgiveness and bravery. Stand before it and look deeply into your own eyes. Don't rush, don't judge, just breathe. See the person who has walked through storms and still stands. Say to yourself, "I forgive my past, I forgive my mistakes. I forgive the times I stayed silent when I should have spoken. I have learned what I needed to learn." The moment you speak forgiveness, the energy trapped in your heart begins to dissolve like morning mist fading in sunlight. Forgiveness isn't forgetting, it's choosing peace over pain. And when you accept yourself, the world softens too. You'll realize that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the choice to love yourself even while you're still afraid. And when your heart feels lighter, prepare for the final ritual, the action of faith. This is the most important one because it turns energy into reality. After October 10th, when you wake up, do one thing you've been avoiding for too long. Make that phone call you've postponed. Apply for the job you secretly desire. Send that thank you message. Or simply walk outside and begin something new. Action is the language the universe understands best. When you move, the universe receives your signal. I am ready. That's when energy begins to shift, invisible doors open, and opportunities that once felt far away start moving toward you. You don't need to know every step. The first one, taken with faith, is enough. If done with heart, these 3 rituals won't just change your luck in the coming days, they'll shape the way you live for the next 20 years. They teach you the power of presence. When you light the candle, you speak with your soul. When you face the mirror, you touch your courage. When you act, you merge with the rhythm of the universe. Each ritual is an arm of light, 3 hands holding the sacred flame within you, keeping it alive, warm, and eternal. So as you listen now, ask yourself, which ritual is calling my name? Perhaps it's the candle of determination, the mirror of courage, or the act of faith. Let your intuition answer. And when your heart stirs softly, that's the sign energy is ready to flow. When you've completed your ritual, take a deep breath. Feel the warmth spreading through your body. Know that you've just awakened a new gateway, the gate of conscious action. But before you step fully into the light, 3 quiet thieves wait at the threshold, unseen forces that can steal the flame if you're unaware. 3 invisible habits, small but powerful enough to lead even a brave soul astray. On the path to finding light, darkness doesn't always come from outside. Sometimes it hides quietly inside the smallest habits, within thoughts so thin, so fleeting, you barely notice them. Like the flame of Aries, radiant, fierce, full of life, but when swayed by the winds of doubt, fear, or hesitation, that fire slowly begins to lose its warmth. There are 3 subtle energy traps that every soul must face on the road to prosperity. 3 silent shadows that don't arrive with noise, yet carry the power to block the flow of blessings and opportunities meant for you. And unless you awaken, you may never realize that it is you who's been locking the door to your own destiny. The first trap is doubting your intuition. How many times have you heard a quiet voice inside whisper, "Wait," or "Go," and yet ignored it, thinking it was just your imagination? The modern world teaches us to trust logic so deeply that we forget true wisdom often lives in silence. Mars, your ruling planet, isn't just action. It is instinct, the primal breath of the soul. Each time you doubt your intuition, you turn away from the very source that defines your essence. There is something beautiful about the journey of a warrior. Strength doesn't come from always being right, it comes from daring to trust, to believe in what you can't yet see, to follow the inner call even when it sounds different from the voice of the crowd. The moment you dare to trust, you begin restoring the sacred bond between mind and movement, between who you are and what you were born to do. The second trap is chasing instead of attracting. Aries is born with fierce fire. When you want something, you go after it, you pursue, you conquer. But sometimes that very rush turns your energy into chaos. When you chase, you send the universe a signal. I don't have it yet. And so you keep chasing. But when you stop, breathe, and stand in the quiet presence of faith, your energy becomes magnetic. What is yours begins to find its way to you. Think of a calm evening when the sunset glows across the water. The lake doesn't chase the sky, yet it reflects all its beauty. That is the energy of attraction, still, yet powerful, silent, yet commanding. When you stop running and start living in the frequency of gratitude and confidence, the universe rearranges itself so that what's meant for you can finally arrive. And then comes the final trap in action. Many speak of faith, yet forget that faith cannot live only in the mind. It must be expressed through a step, a gesture, something real. Action is the bridge between the unseen world of intention and the tangible world of manifestation. If you pray for a door to open but never reach out to knock, the universe cannot hear you. Hesitation is a delicate energy. It doesn't destroy, it delays. It slows every current, dims every dream. But Aries, you were not born to stand still. Each time you act from your heart, even in the smallest way, you send a clear message to the heavens. I am ready. And when that message is spoken with truth, the universe answers with opportunity, with timing, with open doors. Remember this, your fire burns brightest when fueled by faith, not fear. When you trust, your flame ceases to be a lonely spark. It becomes a torch lighting the way for others still wandering in the dark. You were never meant to live only for yourself. You were meant to lead, to prove that courage and stillness can coexist in the same heart. So as you listen now, ask yourself, what is binding your energy, doubt, pursuit, or hesitation? Write it down, name it, because awareness is your first victory. The moment you face what has been holding you back, it loses its power. And then, something miraculous happens. When your fire has been purified, when your mind no longer trembles with fear and your soul moves in rhythm with the universe, the gateway opens. Not the one outside you, but the one within, the inner gate that leads to the 20-year cycle of light, action, and divine prosperity waiting just ahead. There are moments in life when time itself seems to stop, when the whole universe holds its breath, waiting for you to step onto the path that was written for your soul. October 10th, 2025 is one of those moments, a day when the sky moves not by orbit but by calling. A great cosmic flame will rise, and within its echo is your name. From that moment, your life begins a completely new cycle, a cycle of illuminated action, of prosperity born from the fire in your own heart. Picture that night, the heavens opening like a golden gate of light, the moon standing between two powerful forces, Mars, your guide, and Jupiter, your giver of blessings. Between them flows a river of fire, shimmering through the souls of all Aries on Earth. That river carries a message of beginnings, of willpower, of faith. It doesn't come to hand you random gifts. It comes to give you the chance to become the master of your destiny. If your heart beats faster as you hear these words, it isn't imagination. Your soul recognizes the signal. This isn't an empty prophecy, it's a truth that has been ripening quietly. From all the years you've endured in silence, from every tear shed in the dark, each time you rose after falling, each time you chose forgiveness over resentment, the universe witnessed it. And now, all those seeds of courage, all those silent prayers, will blossom into blessings over the next 20 years. People often think wealth means money, fame, or a life without need. But when the 20-year gate opens, you will understand that wealth is not what you own, it's how you live, how you give, and how you rise after falling. True prosperity is when you walk through a hard day yet keep your heart soft. When you can smile through change, knowing everything holds meaning. When you give, not for recognition, but because giving keeps your inner flame alive. In Buddhist teaching, there is a beautiful image. A lamp does not fear the wind if that wind is the breath of compassion. True abundance is the peace that remains when all fears have burned away. When your fire has burned through every doubt and fear, you step into another kind of freedom. The freedom that needs no proof, no competition, no comparison. You simply exist fully, honestly within your own light. And from that place, every good thing begins to find you. Now imagine this. You are standing at the crossroads between two worlds. Behind you lies the old cycle where you once fought, hurt, and tried to be seen. Before you stretches a new path, wide and radiant, lit by thousands of small flames, kindred souls, divine opportunities, blessings waiting for you. With every step you take, the ground glows brighter. With every breath you draw, the universe moves with you. In the next 20 years, you will no longer be who you once were. You won't live just to work, you'll work to live with meaning. You won't search for love in distant places. You'll feel it in every glance, every small kindness, every moment you choose compassion. And you will stop asking, when will luck find me? Because you'll realize you are the luck. If your soul feels ready, if you can already hear that cosmic flame calling your name, then let your energy speak to the universe. Write down, I am Aries. I am ready for 20 years of prosperity. When you do, it isn't just a statement, it's a sacred ritual. Each word you write is a heartbeat, a declaration that your spirit is ready for rebirth. And remember this, life doesn't always require perfect answers. Sometimes all it takes is one deep belief and one honest step forward. From October 10th, 2025, the sky will not be the same, and neither will you. It will be the day you are not just given a chance, but given the power to begin again. Thank you, my Aries family, for being here, for daring to listen, to trust, and to live with an open heart. Thank you for proving to the world that the flame of courage still burns, and that it shines most beautifully when it's fueled by compassion.